Hey, what's up, guys? Akasan here. It's Monday, actually Monday now, early Monday morning, 12:45 a.m. So my Sunday basically just ended. Got my back cracked. Went to the chiropractor. Having crazy allergies right now. But luckily, one of my customers hooked me up with some allergy medicine for constant non-drowsy stuff, so I'm down with that. Basically today, somebody sent me a message on YouTube a little while ago that said, in short, basically said, they were like, I might be the minority here, but I really enjoy your videos about Japan. Less reaction videos, and I get this sometimes. In a sense, it is kind of the minority. But he, really wants to know more about uh, as a black person living in Japan, things like that. And basically my reply was, yeah, it is the minority. Um, of what gets the most views, I should say. I think people actually hang around my channel uh more for just my life in general compared to, but still the quickest views I get are reactional videos. Anyways, the main point, I replied back to him and just said that it just takes longer to upload my private life kind of stuff, mainly because of the editing and the things I do. I don't want to just put up just footage of me walking around raw or whatever, just walking around without some sort of flow to some of these videos. So, and a lot of it is just, I have hours, not hours, but lots of content that I can't, I want to trim down to 5 minutes or whatever. Anyways, Shingeki no Kyojin stuff, by the way. I'll try and get to that tomorrow. It's much easier to just do the reaction videos and just sync up the movie or the video. Anyway, so this segment here is my attempt to just kind of capture kind of certain glimpses of my life. And today I wanted to talk about as good as it gets in Japan. As good as it gets. I was talking I actually met up with Ayumi. Y'all know her. I actually met up with her earlier today for kind of lunch. It was a late lunch. She just woke up from her usual clubbing sort of stuff, going out drinking. She's actually out drinking right now, 12 a.m. on a Monday, but that's her, party girl, whatever. But it was kind of funny. I was laughing about this because she came to my apartment because she spent the night at her friend's place that was actually very close to my place. So we haven't seen each other in a while. So she wanted to come see me, and I wanted to see her. And we went to go get some coffee, but see, as my dad, yeah, as people of the generation before me would say, she looked toe up from the flow up. So she was a mess, a hot mess. I swear to God, people probably thought that I was renting a hooker or something like that. Because we're talking about Sunday now, in the afternoon, and I love her to death, but it was just so funny walking around because where I live is more of like a tourist area, and it was just, you could see all these Chinese tourists just gawking at her because she looked damn hot in her what the hell was she wearing? But basically club attire, right? But ripped stockings already and just still buzzed or hungover or whatever. But it was just kind of funny to see that. It was smeared mascara. um, and anyways, we were just kind of talking about this. We were talking about, is this as good as it gets? Well, she and I, both of us are in our around our 30s and such, and we were just kind of reminiscing about when we were in our 20s And how we used to do this when we were in our 20s, just every day. Like, so she's been out drinking Friday. She went out drinking Saturday. Now, Sunday night, she's out drinking again. And it's just like, you know, in Japanese, we say, zuru zuru, zuru zuru, zuru zuru. If you've ever seen Final Fantasy Advent Children, Tifa uses that same phrase. And I think in English it's kind of like called dilly daddling, I guess dilly daddling, basically just like just fucking around all the time, right? And it's something that I just kind of was thinking about recently about, is this as good as it gets in terms of, let me put it to you guys this way, because it's something she and I we were talking about. Um and let me put it to you this way, because I told her about this today. Like, you guys all know Tino, right? My homie, Mexican samurai, right? Kyushu Danji. And he's about, I believe he's about 10 years older than I am. So it's one generation before me, I should say. And he's in a place right now, he's got a wife, son, a few kids actually, but in Japan he's got a son, and he's got a home. He's got just got the FJ Cruiser, something sweet ass car. He's got a backyard. Like, this is the life, I guess, the pinnacle family life. He's set it all up, okay? And this part I can respect about him a lot. But then on the other side, you got my other friend in Japan, uh Rising Gaijin, you know, you guys have seen him before, and he's probably, I would have to say, he's about 10 years younger than me, right? And he's, you know, just came to Japan, going out every weekend, drinking, partying, taking pictures, going to the club, blah, 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 going home with whoever, maybe, who knows, I'm not gonna spill everything. I have no idea actually what he's been doing, what he does, but you get the point. Like, it's just party, right? So, you know, and that's where he's at. So we have someone that's 10 years younger than me, so to speak, and then someone 10 years older than me, right in the middle, right? So I'm right in the middle, and that's exactly what me and Ayumi are both kind of at. We're like this right in the middle part of our lives where it's kind of like, you know, is this as good as it gets? Is this, in terms of, you just go out on the weekend, you just party, you drink till you throw up and all that, and you just get wasted to the point of just what happens when you just change? Where does it change? Where is there kind of an in-between of still having the party, so to speak, but you still have that family life? Or is it just you retire from the club scene and you have a family after that? Like, is that it? Is that basically, that's what I'm just thinking about now. Is that basically all that's going to happen? Is instead of going out partying, you just get married and your party is at home, so to speak, or whatever. You find comfort, right? Because, you know, in a sense, what is the point? This is something Ayumi and I were just talking about today, was, you know, one of the reasons I don't go out as much to these events out here. There's a few reasons why, and I'm about to get into that for a second. But one of the main reasons is, like, you know, let's compare myself and Ayumi. Like, she kind of mentioned it today. She can go out and it's cheap for her. It's very cheap for her because guys will always buy her drinks. You know, she can easily get wasted and not spend any money or so. You know, all she has to worry about is transportation. That's it. I think even, yeah, a lot of these clubs, I call them bars, but they kind of try to make them pretend to be clubs. But there's only one club out here, and that's Club X. Everything else is just, it's a bar. It's a bar, basically. If it's $5, it's a bar, okay? It's $5 to get in, 500 yen, it's a bar to get in, okay? If 15, like, yeah, nah. If the bar is bigger than the dance floor, it's a bar, okay? Anyways, what was I gonna say, guys? Anyways, so it's cheap for her. She can go out and party or whatever and get fucked up. But as a guy myself, every time someone asks me to go out, that's a 4,000, 6,000 yen, so about $60 to $70 that I have to think about spending to get in. If I want to go to a club, if I'm buying drinks, okay, even for myself, right? If I really want to get buzzed, and it's just like that's one of the reasons I don't go out. The second reason that I don't go out unless there's a main reason, and that's something I was asking Ayumi about today. I was just like, so what's the reason you were going out? What's the why? And she's just she just gets invited. So I can't do that anymore. There's got to be a reason for me to go out, because it's basically, I can't go out, spend all this money, do the chase, so to speak, and then go home with my dick in my hand. Basically, that's how it works, right? Especially in Fukuoka, because the game is so slow pace out here. Especially my age now, where I'm at, like right in the crossroads of like trying to find something established, right? As opposed to, just Miss Fugly or whatever, Miss One Night whatever, who wants to hook up with the foreigner or something like that, or vice versa. And that's cool for those people that want to do stuff like that. Just not Mrs. Right, Miss Right now, right? Something like that. But the crossroads, this is the thing. It's the crossroads of, where Rice and Gaijin is at versus where Tino is at. It's the crossroads, right? How do you're not, who knows, can you find love at the club? No, I don't think so. But if you want that hot sexy, you ain't gonna find it at the bank. I don't think so. It's weird. It's weird. This crossroads. Like, how do you keep the interesting going in the future? And okay, so as I promised, the other reason I didn't want to that don't go out all the time. All right, I have this one dude who always invites me to these places, and I think I mentioned this before about the Valentine's Day thing that happened a while back. And I didn't go to this event because I get tired. Because when you go to these events, if this event was so popular, they wouldn't have invited me. They'd be too busy having fun. Okay. But I was getting too many invites and people asking me to show up because it was just boring. They needed the funny. They needed the man to show up and make it interesting or whatever. And you guys aren't gonna believe me, but I'm very shy by nature. Pessimistic by nature, pessimistic and shy, both of them by nature. It takes actually a lot for me to really be interested. Like I clam up real hard, and my chest actually starts to hurt. I feel like really down in certain public situations, and so I didn't go to this one. Anyways, he called me up today and he told me that he's just like, oh, Isaac, and yeah, nobody calls me. Some people call me Akasan out here. He's like, hey, oh man, I found a place for you. This is my Italian accent, by the way. He's like, oh yes. He's like, Isaac, I found the best girl. I found your type. Big tits and big ass and perfect mini skirt is very good for you. I promise this time. And I was like, all right, fine, fuck it. Since I'm at the crossroads, let me stop trying to do what's usual, going out on a Friday or Saturday, Sunday night. Okay, maybe it's gonna be different. Maybe, right? And I told Ayumi I was gonna go out after I said goodbye to her. She was on her way home to go to drinking with her friend. Um, and I told her how they found someone, my friend found someone for me or whatever, and she said, oh, big ass, big tits, she's probably fat. And I was like, nah, we'll see. I don't know. I was like, I explained to my dude what my type was a long time ago. Anyways, I show up. So I dressed up. You guys can't see it so much. It's some of what I was wearing today. And I showed up tonight. And I got to this place, and um I didn't know what kind of party it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be actually more Japanese oriented, but this was actually some kind of English party or something. Um, and if anybody that's lived in Japan has for a while has known, when you go to these like English focused parties, it's very mixed. So it's gonna be, and when I say mixed, I'm saying it's basically half white, half Japanese. That's it. There's like no crossover after that. It's just half white, half oh shit, half white, half Japanese, and there's nothing wrong with that. But because a lot of English teachers are white, and who they hire are white, so whatever, it's cool. Um, but how do I say this the nicest way? Um, it's very hard for me to, like I actually went on a date on Friday as well, and I kind of got bothered by this, and I brought it up. Like I was just like, all right, you only get one more chance to ask about my hair, and let's never talk about it again, because it's like 22 hours into the date, and I'm still getting questions about my hair. Is it real? Can I touch it? How do you wash your hair? And that shit gets kind of annoying. Like I understand how I understand it's new and it's different, and it's something you haven't seen ever before, but and it's fine if people are going to keep asking questions like that, but I just let them know that the more you keep pressing me about that, or the more you keep asking me that, it's just it's the same as going up to a beautiful woman and saying, "Damn, you're beautiful." She's like, "No shit, I know. People tell me that every day." So it's kind of like, or you go up to a celebrity and you're like, "Dude, I love your movies." Like you're like, yeah, thanks. I know. Like everybody says that. Like, thank you very much. So it's kind of like I just let them know, like, you can ask about that, but the more you ask about it, the more it's just gonna change our relationship, because I can't look at you on the same level as a friend or as a equal, so to speak. Or not equal, but in the same circle, we start. It starts to separate, and it's hard. I think it's hard for some people to understand that. Same, why, like celebrities date celebrities and such, or music stars only date celebrities, whatever, because they understand that world that they all live in, and they can respect each other for whatever talent or fame they have. Because if you date a fan, that fan only looks at you like, oh, like that. I don't know what that was. That was kind of like praise. All right. So anyway, so I show up to this event. Sorry, that was a ramble. I show up to this event, and Amy was right. She was fat. She was big. She was big and blocky, and I grabbed my friend. I pulled him over in my Batman voice, and I was just like, dude, I was like, after this, you and I are gonna have a very long talk about my type. And I was so mad about that, because I was just like, dude, you pulled me out here for this, but I said, and she wanted to talk to me, and I was like, that's cool. Look, and so I sat there, and I got like, I had to get into my celebrity kind of mode or whatever, and just kind of answer the same questions. How long have I been here? But yes, my hair is real. Yes, you can touch it. Yeah, okay, and like that, and it was cool. I mean, now don't get me wrong, the actual event was cool. It was cool. Um, uh, but maybe I, I think in my experience and where I'm at right now, I'm looking like the end game is near, so to speak. I need there to be kind of an end to it all now. Like I don't like the zuru anymore, and just talking and just blah 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 and just chatting, like there's got to be I want to meet people. This was the thing that I was talking with Ayumi about that struck me a lot, was all the people that I've met and all the times that I was, when I was younger, 10 years ago, all the clubs, all this sort of stuff, like, all the people you meet, no real friendships have ever been established off of that. I can't even remember most of the names of the people that I met, and we were all fucked up on drugs or whatever, and high on X and shit like that. But I remember there was one dude with a Santa outfit. That's the only person I kind of remember. I remember meeting one other dude whose name was Isaac. I don't remember what he looked like, but we both had the same complaint that he that people never spell our name correctly or pronounce it correctly. Um, but in the end, all these people that we're meeting, and like all the time I have to spend chatting and doing these, like, it's not a fake conversation, but it's just you're chatting for the sake of passing time, so to speak. Do you guys know what I mean? Like, you're just chatting and having this small talk, but not really establishing anything substantial. And it doesn't matter because it's all going to happen next weekend again, and there's nothing in common, right? And it might also be the scene, because sometimes there's other cities, you can actually make good friends or whatever. But um and I had some comparisons, but Ayumi said kind of the same thing. She showed me her phone from last night, and all these using Line, all these friends she's made and added through Line. Like, she had like fucking like 52 messages um from these people that she met, all messaging her or whatever, and she just hasn't even checked them. She said she probably won't even check them. Like, the only person she's been answering through Line was me for today. Like, and that's kind of how it works every weekend. So it's weird. I would say it's weird. Like, yeah, basically that's what happened today, guys. So I don't exactly know what the point or how we're gonna make a segment about this, but somebody wanted to know more or less about my life as a black person, I guess, kind of, living out here, and this is what I'm thinking. This is what happened today, and that's basically it. There really is no conclusion to it other than, what do you guys think? I guess I'm imagining that most of my viewers, subscribers watching this kind of stuff and sitting through this 20-minute video are fairly younger than me. So I'm not sure if there's actually, I know there's a few viewers I have, like probably Herb and maybe Eric, that are around the same age as me, are right through the air through the crossroads. So I very much often wonder what's next. Basically, what's next? Is it just you give it all up and you get married and that's it? Bye bye nightlife, goodbye to the night? Or is there something more? Can there be something more? What's next? Or is this really as good as it gets? Let me know. Like, share, subscribe if you like what you have seen. And we'll see about the next segment. Peace.